Hi, I'm Cher, and this is Diary of a Pen Nerd. Welcome back to another video. So I haven't been getting these out as frequently as I would like to. We've kind of reached that point in the semester where all of the work is just piling up and you don't want to do any of it. I'm in my first semester of university, and it is definitely reached that point. Not like it's not like a significant amount of work. I took a lot of the harder accelerated classes in high school, so I feel that I was perhaps more prepared than my peers for the workload, but it's just a lot. And but I still wanted to get on. I have a little idea. I wanted to go through all of the different journals that I have been using, my journals and kind of how I use them, and what purposes and how many and whatever kind of changes a lot over time. So I thought it'd be really cool to have a video that I could look back on and see how I was using my journals right at the end of 2024 and kind of look back and see what I was using and what I was up to and how it may have changed or what things have stayed the same at this potential future date. So that's kind of where I was, and then also getting to, see what other people have been using their journals for, and I'm certain, nobody has the same setup. Some people probably have more or less or anywhere in between. So let's just get right into it. We can start over here with this one. This is the one that I'm probably in the most. This is my bullet journal. It's just staple bound graph paper. Usually my bullet journals are dot grid. Usually they're more like this, but I don't typically put all of the decorations on them. I usually just leave them as they come. Oh no. There we go. But this is a notebook that I got while in Germany, and it's got a little fountain pen nib on it, and that was just so fun. And I actually have a couple of other ones. I got multiples because they were like 2 or 3 euros or something like that. They've gotten a little dirty and beat up. This one has gotten very dirty and very beat up, and I don't like that as much. It's like, I like when things look used and loved and worn, but it just looks dirty. Like it looks dirty. That makes me kind of sad. But what do I do in my bullet journal? Oh, the typical bullet journal things. I usually use about 1 per semester or 2 a year. So this is my one for fall 2024. I've got my calendar, my to-do lists, my goals, project planning. I also will put in, let's see, it's like, there's my October page that I think you've seen before if you watch a different one of my videos. I'll put in different playlists or different writing and stuff like that. So just a lot of fun in my bullet journal. This comes with me to school every single day. I pretty much always have it. And I don't have one picked out for next semester, so I'm not really sure where we're going to be going from here, but that is my bullet journal and the first one off our list. This next one, this is my church journal. This one is, I think, from Target, yeah, and it was gifted to me, and it's so cute. It's got all these cute little mushrooms and whatnot on it, and basically what I put in here is like church notes, lesson plans, because I teach the 6 and 7-year-olds at church, scripture studies, prayers, etc. And so, yeah, this is my first church journal that's this big. Usually they're significantly smaller and just like staple bound, like the one I just showed you, or even I will make them myself. And sew just a simple binding. But this is my first one that is this big, and I've been enjoying it thus far. I like having the rings here because then I can just stick my pen in there and be good to go. So that's a nice little benefit. But yeah, that is my church journal and everything there. So I have a lot of fun here. So that's that. And then moving right along, we have my gratitude log. I decorated this at a church activity. So that's where I was using all of these different washi tapes. I really like the unicorn one. I love unicorns. But I use my gratitude journal usually as like a morning discipline. So I'll get up and one of the first things I'll do right in the morning is I'll set a timer for 5 minutes and I'll just put down like the date and then I'll write for 5 minutes as much as I can about what I'm grateful for. And once the 5 minutes is up, I, am good with that for the day. So I actually haven't been keeping up with this as much as I would like to, but I want to get back into it. But yeah, that's this one. I'm not sure where this is from because it was given to me and it doesn't have any kind of branding on it. If I had to guess, probably Amazon, but I really have no idea. But that is my gratitude journal. And then we have this one, which is an A5 dot grid from Michaels. And I have decorated it to the nines, as you can see. And this is my project planner. So this is for more long-term projects than I would put into my bullet journal. So things that I anticipate lasting longer than a semester, or sometimes not even that, but just more longer-term projects. So I have like story or script ideas in here for like short stories or novels or plays or whatever. My YouTube scripts and ideas I put in here. This is kind of like my project catch-all. And yeah, so I'm not going through it very fast because I don't have like tons and tons of big projects to work on, but I do have fun in here, and I like having all my stickers, my decorations. See, it's pushing. Yeah, so that's that one, and I like having the elastic close. Usually my bullet journal is in something more closer to this with the elastic close, and that's nice. And then it's more durable, I feel, instead of just the soft cover, so it holds up better to being thrown around as much as my bullet journal is. So that's that. And then I have my ink journal. And if you want to know more about my ink journal, I actually have a whole video on it where I set it up. But basically, in here is all dedicated to tracking my pens and inks. And I used to keep track of it in my bullet journal, but then I wanted something where I would have more space to write about. See, I write about how I like each pen and ink and whatever. And I wanted it to all be in one place so that I wasn't having to like go back to several different bullet journals to try and track down a specific pen or ink pairing or whatever. So that's that. And then eventually I want to, in the front half, do specific ink reviews for every bottle of ink that I have, and then potentially also for samples, although I imagine those would be smaller reviews. And there it is, Pens and Ink journal. So that's that. This one I got from the Dollar Tree, and it holds up well enough. I definitely would like to eventually get into something a little nicer for my pens and ink, but for now it's doing the job and I'm enjoying it quite a lot. So all good things there too. And then finally we have my journal. This is my Dear Diary journal. And I'm about halfway through it. About that much of the way through it. And this is, you know, very traditional style journal entries of what I'm doing and feeling, and stuff that's going on, and just, you know, the general, what you think of when someone says journal. And I don't write in it every day, but I try to write in it as frequently as I can, and yeah, I do write quite a bit. So it's from Barnes & Noble. The spine did wear out pretty quickly. You can see it's the paint or the design is kind of flaking off. It's Van Gogh's Starry Night, which I really like. The cover is pretty durable aside from the spine flaking off, and to be honest, it flaked off like really fast right at the beginning, and it hasn't really gotten significantly worse since then. And it's got these little leather ties, so that's really nice. And my like Dear Diary kind of journal is just in whatever journal or notebook that I want it to be in when I finish my previous one. So these are in all different kinds. Like I have some in composition notebooks, I have some in like giant notebooks, I've got some in really tiny notebooks. But yeah, this is something that I have been keeping probably since I was like 12, 13. I know that I had some form of a diary when I was even younger than that, maybe like 7 or 9. So I've pretty much always kept some kind of journal like this. And its style has varied somewhat, but I've pretty much always had one. So that is all of my journals. I just gave myself a little paper cut. Oh no. There's about 6 of them, but I don't really use them every day aside from like my bullet journal and my traditional journal. And then maybe my gratitude journal if I get into it. But that's all of them, and that's kind of my setup. I'm thinking if I were to add to this, I don't know that I would, because I feel like this is pretty good for me. But if I were to add to it, I've been thinking about it, potentially doing like a commonplace book, maybe using, you know, one of these for a commonplace book, and using that as a way to like keep track of books I'm reading and poems and different stuff there, and like quotes and ideas and whatnot. So in a commonplace book, and I don't know, because commonplacing has kind of taken the internet by storm. So I'm not sure if it would work out for me the way I want it to, but I guess the only way to really know is to try. I'm just not sure that I'm going to try right now, per se. But yeah, so I could potentially do a commonplace book. The other thing that I'm thinking about is potentially like a handwriting book, because I've been wanting to practice cursive more, and then other fonts like Gothic lettering and typewriter lettering, and I would like to copy old fonts. I know that some people will use like old documents like the Declaration of Independence and try and copy that, and that sounds like a lot of fun. So I think a handwriting practice book and library and stuff like that would be really cool. But yeah, that's my journal setup. So that's about all that I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to yet another transmission. I would love to hear down below in the comment section or wherever else, if you liked the video, how you use your journals, and what your system and lineup looks like. I love seeing those. And it was actually somebody else's video showing their journal lineup that inspired this one. I don't remember who it was from, but it was so good. And yeah, but thanks. And if you enjoyed and you'd like to go on this journey with me, you can hit that subscribe button, and I will have the next chapter of my story out shortly. Bye for now. Love, share.